Elix Skipper was born on December 15, 1967 in Roosevelt, New York. Before becoming a wrestler, Skipper participated in kickboxing, and upon deciding to become a wrestler, he resigned from his job as a store manager at McDonald's in Long Island and traveled to Atlanta, Georgia to be in WCW power plant. Upon being accepted by the power plant, Skipper began training, debuting in 1999 at an independent show. After training for 8 months, Skipper made his television debut on the episode of Saturday Night. He was so good, Billy Kidman told him that he shouldn't be training, but instead on TV consistently. WCW management told Skipper he wasn't ready for TV, to which Kidman said that Skipper was more ready than most guys on the roster. 7 months later, Skipper began wrestling on Thunder and Nitro under the ring name Skipover, facing members of the Cruiserweight division and fellow power plant graduates. In August of 2000, Skipper began performing under his real name while also adopting the nickname Primetime. After interfering on behalf of Lance Storm in a bout between Storm and Mike Awesome on August 14th Nitro, Skipper was introduced into Storm's newly formed Team Canada faction. At the time, Skipper joined Team Canada and had given them more Canadian sounding names. As a reward for his actions, Storm presented Skipper with the Cruiserweight Championship, which he had renamed the 101 Kilos and Under title. Despite his American nationality and his self-professed lack of knowledge about Canada, Skipper was billed as being Canadian and a former Canadian Football League player. Skipper retained the 101 kilograms and under championship until October of 2000. Throughout late 2000, Team Canada feuded with Misfits in Action and the Filthy Animals. In early 2001, Skipper left Team Canada and began competing only in the Cruiserweight division. In March of 2001, WCW was purchased by the WWF, with a number of wrestlers, including Skipper, being signed to developmental contracts. Skipper made his debut early into the invasion as a member of the Alliance. WWE later assigned Skipper to the Heartland Wrestling Association, a WWF developmental territory. He trained in the HWA for 9 months before being released in December 2001. Upon being released from WWF, Skipper contacted the Great Muta, a veteran Japanese wrestler who had previously invited Skipper to wrestle in Japan. Skipper traveled to Japan to perform for All Pro Wrestling, where he alternated between his real name, the ring name Dark Guerrera, and as the Masked Extreme Blade. Skipper joined TNA upon this formation in June 2002, debuting under his real name on the third weekly TNA pay-per-view. Skipper competed in the X division throughout 2002, at the same time continuing to wrestle in Japan. On December 18, 2002, Skipper formed a 3-man tag team known as Triple H with Low-Ki and Christopher Daniels. On the same evening, Triple X joined Sports Entertainment Extreme, a large villainous faction headed by Vince Russo, winning the NWA World Tag Team Championship on 3 occasions. In the course of their reigns, all 3 members of Triple X were recognized as champions, and any 2 members of the team were eligible to defend the title, similar to the Freebird rules. Triple X disbanded in mid-2003 when Low-Ki left TNA to wrestle in Japan. And on June 25, 2003, America's Most Wanted defeated Skipper and Daniels in the first TNA Steel Cage match to conclude their feud. Skipper left TNA in July 2003 as a result of a pay dispute, and performed in Japan until December 2003, when TNA offered him a new, more lucrative contract. In July 2004, Skipper and Daniels reformed Triple X and began feuding with America's Most Wanted once more. They ended up holding the titles for several weeks before losing them. In December 2004 at Turning Point, with the stipulation being losing team be forced to disband. The most memorable part of the match was a cage walk by Skipper. He tightrope walked on top of a chain link cage and turned it into a hurricanrana. Even though America's Most Wanted won the match, that spot stood out above everything, and is still talked about today when people enjoy the glory days of TNA. Skipper went on to compete in the X Division until joining Simon Diamond's Diamonds in the Rough faction in 2005, forming a tag team with David Young. The Diamonds in the Rough competed in the tag team division throughout 2006, but received few high-profile matches. In February 2007, both Skipper and Young left TNA after requesting their releases. On July 15, 2007, at Victory Road, Skipper returned to TNA, competing in the Ultimate X match, performing Triple X with Daniels and Senshi, also known as Low Key. After Christopher Daniels was in storyline fired because of a briefcase from the Feast or Fired match containing a pink slip, Skipper reunited with Senshi. However, the tag team was short-lived as Senshi requested to be granted his release in January. Following Senshi's departure, Skipper appeared sporadically before wrestling his last televised match in April, which he lost. He was released from his contract in May of 2008. Today, Elix Skipper is a family man who works in restaurant management, leaving his wrestling career far in the rearview. Even though he didn't have a storied singles career, he truly lived up to his name, Primetime. Well, folks, that's it for this episode of Best Damn Wrestling Stories. Comment down below who you would like to see me do a story on next. Also, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And shop with us at Teespring, link in the bio. Until next time.